गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि। गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलास्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुसंमसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्रपरित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डकण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणाधीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि। Thank you.
Thank you, Adesha, for the wonderful song. We would now invite our dignitaries on stage. I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India, to kindly grace the dais. I would now like to invite our guest of honors, Dr. M. Mohapatra, Director General of Meteorology, Indian Meteorological Department, to please grace the dais. I would request our Director, Sir, Professor K. Uma Maheshwar Rao, to come on stage and grace the occasion. Now I would like to invite Sri Anand Sharma, President, Indian Meteorological Society, to kindly grace the dais. Now I would like to invite Dr. S.I. Lasker, Convener, National Organizing Committee, TROPMET 2024, to grace the platform with your presence. I would like to invite the Chairman, Local Organizing Committee, Professor Ikunuddin Sir, to kindly accompany the dignitaries on stage. Now I would like to invite the convener of the Local Organizing Committee, Professor Naresh Krishna Visa, to kindly accompany the dignitaries on stage. The light of the lamp symbolizes enlightenment and the triumph of knowledge over ignorance. I now request our dignitaries to commence the lighting of lamp. Thank you all. I now call upon Professor Naresh Krishna Visa, Convener, Local Organizing Committee of TROPMET 2024, to deliver his welcome address.
Thank you, Madam. Distinguished guest on the dais, our chief guest, Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences. Our guest of honor, Dr. M. Mohapatra, Director General of Meteorology, India Meteorological Department. our beloved director, Professor K. Uma Maheswar Rao, National Institute of Technology, Rourkela. Shri Anand Kumar Sharma, President of the IMS and Chairman of National Organizing Committee, TROPMET 2024. Dr. S.L. Askar, Secretary of IMS and Convener of National Organizing Committee, TROPMET. And my colleague, Professor Ikunidin, Local Organizing Committee. Distinguished guests in the audience, industry partners, media partners, and my dear friends, colleagues, and students. Very good morning to everyone. It's my privilege to welcome all to our beautiful lush green campus in Rourkela. So, researchers have observed many changes in the Earth's climate system across the whole climate system. According to the latest IPCC report, many of the changes observed in the environment have been unprecedented for hundreds of years. Some of the changes are such as continued sea level rise, which are irreversible over hundreds to thousands of years. We are all aware that climate change is intensifying the water cycle. This brings more intense rainfall, associated flooding, or more intense droughts in many regions. When it comes to the Indian context, the impact of climate change is evident with frequent extreme weather and climate events. Predicting these high-impact events is a significant challenge for operational weather forecasting. Keeping this in view, the National Council of IMS and we came up with the focal theme of TROPMET, that is, recent advances and challenges in understanding and predicting high-impact weather and climate events over the Indian subcontinent in the context of climate change. Coincidentally, the Department of Earth and Atmosphere Sciences here at NIT Rourkela is completing 10 years this year. We are all glad that we are hosting TROPMET in our campus. Department of Earth and Atmosphere Sciences started in 2013, and we are a team of 11 faculties and 7 technical staff and more than 150 students. Department of Earth and Atmosphere Sciences offering 3 PG courses: MTech in Atmosphere and Ocean Sciences, MSc in Applied Geology, and MSc in Atmosphere Sciences. So, along with that, our department is part of many national and international programs, such as Monsoon Mission, National GPS Program, and MOS Thumb Program, and ISRO projects such as Scatterometer and MAS project, and DSP Climate Change Project, many more. With a span of last 10 years, our students and colleagues published more than 300 international publications in the reputed journals. Most of our colleagues are involved in disseminating weather and climate estimate research programs. I would like to highlight that the National Council have selected 6 eminent plenary speakers who will share their knowledge and views with all of us. I request all the participants listen to our plenary speakers and delegates to get the maximum benefit in the TROPMET 2024. With this, once again, I welcome everyone for the TROPMET 2024 at NIT Rourkela. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for the warm welcome. Dr. S.L. Laskar is a scientist at Indian Meteorological Department. He is currently the convener of the National Organizing Committee, TROPMET 2024. He has contributed significantly in various plan schemes initiated by the Government of India. He is also a recipient of the Ministry of Earth Sciences Award for his outstanding contributions in the field of atmospheric science and technology. Now I invite Dr. S.L. Laskar to kindly give an overview of TROPMET 2024.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Arts Sciences, and Chief Guest of today's inaugural function. Respected Dr. M. Mohapatra, DGIMD, and Guest of Honor of today's function. Dr. K. Uma Maheswar Rao, Director NIT, and Guest of Honor of today's function. Sri Anand Kumar Sharma, President, IMS National Council. Professor S.K. Muhammad Ekinuddin, Chairman, Local Organizing Committee. My dear friend, Dr. Noresh Biswa, Convener, LOC. Respected fellows, participants, delegates, good morning to all of you, and welcome to the inaugural function of TROPMET 2024. So before speaking about the TROPMET, I want to give some brief introduction about Indian Meteorological Society, though you know everything. So the Indian Meteorological Society was established in 1956 during the session of the Indian Science Congress. At present, more than 4,000 members registered in the society. There are 5 categories of membership in IMS, and they are life members, annual member, student member, institutional member, and the patron. The society has its headquarters at Delhi and 34 local chapters across the country. TROPMET is a series of national conferences on tropical meteorology organized by IMS every year since 1992. The first TROPMET was held in 1992 at Ahmedabad. Till now, IMS conducted 22 TROPMETs, and this TROPMET is 23rd of its series. International TROPMET is being organized by IMS every 4 years and is popularly known as Intromet. So till now, IMS conducted 7 Intromet, and last Intromet was held at Cochin in 2021. The next Intromet will be held in 2025. The venue will be decided by tomorrow's GB meeting, and it will be finalized. The 23rd TROPMET for which we have gathered here is hosted by NIT Rourkela and Indian Meteorological Society Rourkela chapter during December 10 to 12, 2024 on the theme Recent Advance and Challenges in Understanding and Predicting High Impact Weather and Climate Extremes over Indian subcontinents in the climate change context. On behalf of IMS National Council and on my personal behalf, I convey my sincere thanks to NIT Rourkela and IMS Rourkela chapter for hosting the TROPMET 2024. And my special thanks to Director NIT Rourkela for extending all the logistic support, sir. So we have 12 sub-themes covering all the aspects of weather and climate extremes. Total abstract received 450. Oral presentations will be 190. Flash talk 110. Poster presentation will be 150. 6 plenary talks will be there during our symposium, and this will be delivered by eminent scientists and researchers from the diverse field. There will be 6 awards for poster presentations sponsored by Foundation of Education and Research in Climate Change. We will have special session for Ocean Society of India and also GB meeting of IMS. I hope that the participants, especially students, will enrich their knowledge from these 3 days deliberations, interaction with professionals from diverse backgrounds, to gain a broader outlook for personal professional growth. I wish the participants a comfortable stay at NIT Rourkela and back to their respective places with a sweet dream memory. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the suitable summation of TROPMET. Shri Anand Sharma is the president of the Indian Meteorological Society. He has played a key role in implementing various state and national projects related to weather forecast and early warning systems. He is a recipient of several prominent awards, including the MOAS Award for Excellence in Atmospheric Sciences and HUDCO Award for the Best Practices in Early Warning. I now invite Shri Anand Sharma for the presidential address.
A very good morning and namaskar to everyone. Respected Chief Guest, Dr. Ravichandran ji. Respected Guest of Honor, Dr. M. Mahapatra ji. Respected Guest of Honor, Dr. Uma Vishwa Rao ji, Director NIT Rourkela. Dear Equidin ji, who is the chairman here and a professor, and dear Lashkar, who is the Secretary IMS, and respected fellows, patrons, and the elected fellows, and the top scientists from all the organization. I can name all of them, but then time is too short. Then scientists, dear students, and friends from the media. It's indeed an honor to be here at this prestigious institute. And first of all, I would like to congratulate the young team of NIT with Dr. Naresh, Bhishm Tyagi, Nagraju, Equidinji, and ably supported by their director. And I'm telling you, people were apprehensive that we are conducting a workshop in Rourkela, which is difficult to access. But I'm telling you, the way the arrangement skills, coordination, everything superb. So wonderful team. I think they need a big clap. So as all of you know, we are going to discuss about challenges of climate change and the extremes. We all know that weather and climate is never static. It's a dynamic thing. It keeps on changing, and when it changes, it leads to extremes of weather, putting more and more people into risk. That means climate risk is increasing. Vulnerabilities are increasing. And our job, especially I work for India Department, and also as a member or president of IMS, our duty to, spread the message and convey those weather forecasts and warnings to the masses. And if we are able to do that, then definitely we can prevent the hazards getting converted into disaster. And we have now excellent early warning systems by IMD under the able leadership of our MOES ministry, who are openly supporting us. And definitely we will prevent the hazards getting converted into disasters. But then definitely climate change, anthropogenic global warming, it's leading to added pressure to already existing climate variability, which is making our life tough. But I'm sure that with the kind of developments taking place in meteorology and atmospheric sciences, we will have better and better multi-hazard early warning systems, and we will be able to tackle any of the emerging situations. We always say, forewarned is forearmed. So if we can do that, definitely we can save lives. Of course, property is an issue. But again, at the same time, we have to take decisions regarding our carbon footprint. So everybody is talking these of climate change, but this is the time to talk about action. Even Sustainable Development Goal number 13 talks about climate action. So where your multi-hazard early warning system, and especially the 3 international treaties, I think. One, Sendai Framework. Second is your Paris Agreement, where we have taken a decision to so that the temperature doesn't go beyond 1.5 or 2 degrees Celsius. And third is your Sustainable Development Goals. These 3 international treaties has even, strengthened us, and it has focused our impact, our interest on early warning systems. And if we are able to deliver on that front, and definitely we will be able to tackle all the emerging situations. So I am sure that with the kind of support from MOES, our Secretary Sahab, and one more thing I would like to add, when I went to Secretary Sahab for the funding, he assured me from the day one, don't worry, we will give you all the funds, not from the ministry only, even from all our sister the concerns, organizations, research institutes. And I'm thankful and grateful to you, sir, for supporting us fully. Thank you very much. So with this, I'm saying we have to reduce our carbon footprint, and we have to increase our handprint. That means actions, so that we stop this warming and greenhouse gases and tackle the climate change issues. With this, again, I will congratulate NIT Rourkela team and for hosting this event, and I will also congratulate all the winners of this time, the awards, and to all of you who have come from different places to participate. I'm sure that you are going to learn, and it is going to be an excellent event to learn and exchange views. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind and encouraging words. Professor Uma Maheshwar Rao is the director of NIT Rourkela. He was the former director of NIT Suratgarh. He has wide experiences in the field of research and teaching from well-reputed institutions around the world. He has held eminent positions in national level committees such as the Joint Entrance Exam and Central Seat Allocation Board, CSAP. With this, I now invite our director, sir, to address the gathering.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The distinguished dignitary is honored as our chief guest, Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Minister of Earth Sciences, Government of India. Guest of honor, Dr. M. Mrityunjay Mahapatraji, Director General of Meteorology, Indian Meteorological Department, and Dr. S.I. Laskar, Convener, National Organizing Committee, and Dr. I missed your name, sir. Arun Sharma. Anand Sharma. Anand Sharma. One of the right, and Professor Naresh Krishna from Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, and Professor Equinidin, the local organizing committee member, and the distinguished delegates of the dais, and various participants across the country, and student participants from various institutions as well. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to NIT Rourkela, a campus which is, just now I was telling Sharmaji that it is around 600 plus, and that plus I cannot really define. The reason is that a lot of encroachments have happened, so now how much of encroachment has happened, but then we are very clear about 600 plus lush green campus. You can just see that. And ladies and gentlemen, this time of the year at NIT Rourkela, it used to be single digit in December, and unpredictable conditions, weather conditions are also marring the climate here in our campus also. Yesterday we had I don't say that it is just a shower, but it was a good rain. And then thereafter it was really humid for the rest of the day. And then today, that I'm forcing myself to feel that I am in winter. I'm trying to control my mind that I'm in December, close to second week. So now I have got to really put on some blazers to feel that, to respect the climate. But then the point which we have got to really understand from the topic is that climate extremes over Indian subcontinent in the climatic change context. So now this is not, climate extremes are not just limited to, I don't think, that our subcontinent alone. It's happening globally. And then there is an effort from the scientists that advances and then predictive models and various other forms of studies are really going on. These are all there, fine. These are all perfectly fine. I really am thankful to all the scientists who are putting their efforts in trying to make the early warning signals. To the extent that whatever the recent, the cyclone which we had right in Orissa, in Bhubaneswar, there was so much of, it was in fact considered as one of the severe cyclones, and then going to really disturb this the city really severely. But then the early warning signals, almost it had given the administrative machinery enough time to again relocate the people who are vulnerable for the climatic changes, and then the damage has been little less than what it was expected. These are all appreciated. But the fundamental question is that why these extremities have really come up in the climatic change, and who is really contributing to this one, and what is our role, and where are we really trying to place ourselves, and then what is our understanding about the climate. And then in this regard, I really appreciate the Earth and Atmosphere, Department of Earth and Atmosphere. The very name itself says that there is nothing left between these two extremes, like Earth and Atmosphere, right? So now oceans are there, and then everything is there. Everything is in these two brackets, extreme brackets, Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, right? And then, right, I just only make an appeal, because whenever I get an opportunity to be on the dais, and then I just making an appeal, we all need to take a call. The reason is that somewhere we are also have become a little irresponsible in our understanding of the nature. Okay, and here there has been a call regularly through COPs, right, and then COP 29 also. And then one of the calls is to reduce the carbon footprints. The challenge which Indian subcontinent, or rather India per se, has is that we are dependent on fossil fuels, more than 50% for the generation of power. Right now, we really do not have any other alternate source of power generation. And then if we try to compare the availability of power to all the sectors of the society, right? And then the power when it comes to summer, right? On campus, today on campus, I am running nothing less than 10 diesel generators. So much of the power shutdowns are there. Scheduled shutdowns and power interruptions are also there. And then when you are really trying to supplement that power demand on campus by burning diesel through diesel generators, right? I am also one of the contributors to the climatic, the pollution. And then particularly when I am burning diesel, okay, the amount of the liters of diesel that I am burning, and then the temperature which I am releasing to the, we have done a study also, right? From the generator outlet, the temperature is nothing less than 200 degrees centigrade. And then 100% carbon dioxide is coming out. So now when I am doing that one, even when I am running all the ACs here, the temperature outside is also very high. Okay, this is our growing dependence on the comfort levels have increased. But then, having said that one, we are not really taking a corrective measure about trying to protect the earth and the atmosphere, everything in between. Okay, plastics are rampantly being used left, right, and center. Tons of plastic on a daily basis. Tons of plastic on a daily basis is really being thrown out indiscreetly, and then we are not even concerned about where will this plastic go away. And I am from Hyderabad city. Small rain, a little rain in Hyderabad, it is almost defined as absolutely deluge. Right? Streets are really having almost 2 to 3 feet high, the flood across. And then the water is trapped within the city, not finding any way out to drain out. This is the condition. A city which was having more than 3,000 lakes, today I don't think it is having so many lakes. Right? People, erstwhile people, had a clear understanding of the drainage pattern, drainage system, and then the requirement of lakes. I am talking about Hyderabad city. Okay, I am born, brought up in Hyderabad, and then the older Hyderabad, and then now the newer Hyderabad. Civilization has advanced, and education has advanced, technology has advanced, but our responsibility towards this climate has reduced, completely reduced. I am talking about Hyderabad. Okay, last year, right, we had received some heavy rainfall, and then my house was completely submerged up to the attic. That means 7 feet high water was there in a colony which was absolutely not really prepared to take that much. Somewhere, if I really look into that one, our role is also there in trying to make this climate conditions extreme. We are throwing that particular uncertainty to the climate itself, that we really do not know why it is happening. It may be a phenomena. In this phenomena to trigger, our role is also there. And then we are polluting this planet Earth as if we are the owners of this particular planet. Left, right, and center, we are polluting that one. This is my call to all, mostly the youngsters. The reason is that tomorrow belongs to you. Tomorrow belongs to you. And if the soil loses its ability to hold water, okay, and then permeate to the underground water table, you will not have a drinking water facility on this particular planet. Okay, this is one. If you don't take care of how much is the temperatures that you are creating outside, okay, the summer may really, last year we have touched 48 degrees at Rourkela, which is not common. And this year already predicted, IMD has predicted that this winter is going to be a warmer winter. This winter is going to be a warmer winter, and already predictions are there that it is going to be a early summer. We are able to make the predictions with almost 100% accuracy. But then why are we failing in trying to contain the pollution that we are really doing to the earth and atmosphere? Right? This is my sincere appeal that each one of us, really can contribute a lot by reducing the littering of plastic. Zomato has really become one of the biggest company now today, which is supplying food onto your bed. It is supplying food onto your bed. Just think about a second. If this is going to continue, and then if that becomes a billion company, right? Tomorrow Zomato may even put the food into our mouth, but then our health condition, and how much of really plastic that we are throwing out of that one onto the streets. My campus, on a daily basis, we are generating tons of plastic and nothing less than 30 tons of food waste. 3.5 million liters of water is being consumed. Okay? All the panchabhutas between earth and atmospheric science have been really not handled in the way they have got to be handled. This is a call. I'm not a geologist, nor a physicist. Right? I only belong to the planet as one of you, but then I am concerned. If this continues, आज जो हम पी रहे बॉटल का पानी, 1 लीटर का बॉटल ख़त्म हो गया, 500 ml का बॉटल ख़त्म हो गया, अभी 200 ml का बॉटल आ रहा है हर मीटिंग पे. इसके बाद 10 ml, इसके बाद क्या रहेगा? कभी सोचे है आपने? The only thing, even if you are prepared to drink our own tears are salty. They are not sweet water. Let me tell you this one. Right? It's a warning, early warning, which I am giving to the youngsters. Unless we take care of this earth and atmosphere, right, that is not going to really leave us free. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the encouraging words and your unwavering support all these years. Our guest of honor, Dr. M. Mohapatra, is the Director General of Meteorology at Indian Meteorological Department. He has played a key role in implementing several missions under the Government of India. He is a recipient of a number of reputed national and international awards, including IMT Excellence Award and WMO Award. Now I call upon Dr. Mohapatra for his opening remarks.
Namaskar, good morning to all of you. Respected Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Minister of Earth Sciences. Professor K. Umamaheshwar Rao, Director, NIT Rourkela. Sri Anand Sharma, President, Indian Meteorological Society. Professor Naresh Krishna Visa, Convener, Local Organizing Committee. Dr. Isai Laskar, Convener, National Organizing Committee. Distinguished Fellows, Patrons of Indian Meteorological Society, distinguished members of Indian Meteorological Society, Executive Council members, National Chapter, Local Chapters, members of NOC, members of LOC, distinguished professors and teachers from NIT Rourkela, and many other organizations from India and outside. Dear students, researchers, engineers, my dear friends from press and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I congratulate NIT Rourkela, the team led by Professor Umamaheshwar Rao, Director NIT, for hosting the TROPMET this year. I also congratulate Indian Meteorological Society for continuously organizing this annual symposium, TROPMET 2024. And this year it is 68 years of Indian Meteorological Society. So though you are maturing, you are becoming older, but still I find your stamina, your spirit are young, and are able to motivate the young minds. You can see the presence of the young students, engineers, teachers present here. That assures you that Indian Meteorological Society is still young and it can work further to bring together all minds into one platform where we can think, where we can discuss, deliberate the current status of meteorological services and bring out the gap areas and also plan for the future. I congratulate the Department of Earth and Atmosphere Sciences in NIT Rourkela. It is just 10 years old. And within 10 years, your journey has been so successful. You have been able to create a place in the field of meteorology and allied sciences in this part of the globe. We are all proud of you, and this is possible because of the leadership. The ongoing and previous leadership of NIT Rourkela has supported you, and especially I thank for the support and cooperation which has shown the growth of a nation child, which is now 10 years old, as compared to 68 years old of Indian Meteorological Society. To support Indian Meteorological Society and to support these nascent organizations like NIT Rourkela, Department of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, we have another young brother, the Minister of Earth Sciences, which is hardly going to complete 20 years. It is now only 19 years. Like a strong pillar, Minister of Earth Sciences is standing behind each of you to provide the support for growth of science, technology, and conversion of science into services. This is the only organization which supports the direct communication of science into the services and saves lives and properties due to various disasters. And above all, I also congratulate all of you when we gather here as a part of celebration throughout the country and outside to commemorate 150 years of India Meteorological Department. This is not simply the 150 years of India Meteorological Department, but it is the journey of 150 years of standardized meteorological services and sciences in the country. India Meteorological Department has become a role model for many organizations within the country and outside. It has demonstrated that though it is 150 years one of the oldest organizations or oldest person, but it has got the knowledge, it has got the experience, it has got the expertise to handhold the young minds like Department of Atmospheric Science and Earth Sciences in the NIT Rourkela or anywhere in the NITs, IITs, IIITs, and many others. It has also handheld the Indian Meteorological Society and many other societal organizations to reach out to the last mile. So therefore I also congratulate all of you, the individuals, entire meteorological fraternity who have contributed, are contributing, and also will contribute in future for the growth of this science of meteorology and allied subjects. So it is just like a joint family. You have got 150 years old person or the grand old man supported by the 68 years old Indian Meteorological Society to support and guide further. And you've got 20 years old younger brother, and you've got nation child of 10 years. And this is the condition in many parts of the country because many organizations are coming up recently to deal with meteorology and allied subjects. It is mainly because the fact what Professor Moisur Rao talked about, the climate change, the improvement, the impact of the climate change on the extremes which are occurring nowadays in different parts of the globe. And we are not left out. Yes, certainly there is an impact of climate change, and that binds all of us. Even the common man in the society experiences the impact of climate change. Also he feels or she feels that there should be something done by individual or the organizations, by the society, and by the government and government sectors. And further, when you go for the impact of climate change with respect to extremes and the high impact weather event, I am very much delighted that this topic which is chosen here, that takes care of everything, not simply the climate extremes. There are many people from agricultural background. I just want to say that it is not simply the climate extremes. For example, the heat waves, cold waves, thunderstorms, or the climate cyclones, or heavy rainfall. But even, so for example, now the western disturbance, if there will be 3 centimeter rainfall in the plains of northwest India, so there is the standing crop, like the mustard, the wheat, which can be affected. Even though it is not an extreme rainfall, it is not a heavy rainfall activity, but it can have the adverse impact sometimes in the standing crops. So therefore the term, the high impact weather. So therefore you have addressed all the aspects of the weather which can have the impact on the society in our economic conditions. And to just elaborate what Director NIT has described here, I just want to say that yes, it is a fact, the temperature is increasing globally, and all of a sudden at 1.15 degrees Celsius in past 100 years. In the Indian context, it is about 0.66 degrees Celsius. There also is variation from north to south. There is a large scale increase in northern India and comparatively less increase in southern India. But however, it is a fact that like other tropical countries, the frequency, intensity, and duration of heavy rainfall events are increasing, light to moderate rainfall is increasing. So we are a blessed country in one sense, I will say, when you consider the impact of climate change like other parts of the globe, in the sense that the total amount of rainfall for the country as a whole is not changing. So you are assured that you will get about 87 centimeter rainfall plus minus 10% every year. There is a very rare year where you will go beyond 10% rainfall. So by that way, if we can manage our natural resources, that is the rainfall, by harvesting or by channelizing or by properly utilizing, then we can assure that there will be no adverse impact of the climate change. But thing is not so simple as I am telling you, because apart from the total amount of rainfall, there is a change in the spatial pattern and temporal pattern. The area which is getting higher rainfall, say in the eastern part of the country, it is showing a decrease. The area which is getting less rainfall, like the western part of the country, is showing an increase. And similarly, if you just look at the distribution, it is becoming drier, wet spell, drier, you can say the dry spells. That means duration of the dry spell is increasing, and duration of wet spell is decreasing. That is, it's raining in a very short time, and that rain becomes mostly convective type, and hence it is a copious rainfall, torrential rainfall. Therefore, the river runoff increases. At the same time, urban area, urban runoff also increases because of limited normal space. At the same time, the recharge to the groundwater also decreases. So there could be soil erosion because the top of the soil gets eroded because of the heavy rain, and so therefore fertility of the land also decreases. And drinking water supply also decreases because groundwater recharge is decreasing because of this. So like this, the impact of climate change is not limited only to the science or what you say in temperature, rainfall, etc. It is the large-scale impact with respect to socio-economic conditions. The poor are most sufferers. And we, the rich people, sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, are cause for the suffering of the poor people. Say, for example, we go on, as Director was telling, we go on increasing our AC capacity to be in comfort. At the same time, I was feeling very much, I'll just go and give one example in Delhi. So I was just moving around in the evening, and then one car came. It stopped near a trolley, a thalawala. So he's giving pani puri and other things like that. As you know, every city it is there. He stopped the AC car there, and the backside of the AC car is just in front of that trolley. Just imagine, he sat inside the car. He ordered for pani puri, 20 rupees, and he gave. But that person sitting inside the car could not understand that he is warming up, he is heating up the atmosphere by consuming this tan. And the poor fellow, he doesn't have the AC, he doesn't have anything, not facilities, standing on the sun, and he suffered so much. So like this, sometimes I say that we are real-time Ohimanyu. Ohimanyu was knowing sometimes that he can enter into Chakravyuha, but he cannot come out. Because he has the knowledge to enter, but he doesn't have knowledge to come out. But the present-day scientists, engineers, academicians, the people who matter, actually, they know how to come out. Unlike Ohimanyu. Ohimanyu went for a great cause, that he has to save the Pandavas. Otherwise, on that day, Yudhishthira would have been arrested, and there could have been end of the war. So he sacrificed himself, even though he does not know the knowledge about how to come out of Chakravyuha. But in present-day society, we all are more better than, you can say, far better than a human knew. We know how to enter, how to create this artificial atmosphere. We also know how to stop it, how to make it natural atmosphere. But we do not take the step because we are selfish. We do not want to compromise our self-interest. So-called economic developments we think about, which is not helping, but harming at the longer end. So, however, with these few words, I want to say that it is good that you have taken this very topical theme, and I am sure during this interaction for the next 3 days, we'll come up with very good recommendations which can help the common man. Perhaps we can make a place, we can at least say that, yes, from now onwards, I can reduce my carbon footprint by 10%. Because now it is very easy. You can assess yourself how much carbon you are generating every day or in a month or the season because of your lifestyle, because of your housing, because of your clothes, because of your food. So if you yourself, it's a micro statement I'm talking about, if you can yourself assess and reduce at least 5%, 10%, that will be great cause to the poor people. Of course, you may say that why it should be done by politicians, it should be done by ministers, it should be done by the police organization. Yes, they are also doing. There is global policy. Starting with 1992, we have got the global framework of the climate change. Then we came up with many Sendai framework. Then we have got this SDGs. Then we have got many. We have got in country also 10-point action plans of the Prime Minister with respect to that. So what we need actually, instead of thinking so much about the national and international policies, we should think ourselves what an individual can do in this context so that we can be a real Yodha and say that, yes, I have contributed something to minimize the adverse impact of the climate change. Now, coming to the importance of conducting this society function here, the TROPMET, is that this Indian Middle Society stands for 3 or 4 main objectives. The first and foremost objective is the research and development. Indian Middle Society is a knowledge house. So it has the membership from all earth sciences, ocean sciences, atmospheric sciences, and many more. And also it has a membership with respect to the academicians, R&D institutes, even the students. So therefore, it can support you in creating a platform for augmentation of research and development. The second objective is that the capacity building. The IMS can help in organizing the capacity building programs for various strata of the society. Now, no one is left out which is not affected by weather and climate. And because of the demand supply chain, as the forecast accuracy has improved over the years, people are demanding more about the weather informations, climate informations, how can they utilize, starting with the marriage of the child to the community functions, agricultural functions, industry functions, everywhere you will find that there is a demand. To meet that demand, there is a need for supply. There is a need for capacity building. So the academic institutes, along with the Indian Meteorological Society, can create a number of capacity building programs. And money is not a matter here. I will tell you, there are many organizations to support the money. Only thing that we should have willingness to work with each other, to have collaborate with each other, to cooperate with each other. So then we can do that. The third one is the awareness programs. One awareness program I told you, if you can demonstrate yourself, that is also awareness. But through the organizations, we can also organize many awareness programs for the local people in local language. And there also, Indian Meteorological Society can play a dominant role. So with these 3 most important objectives, the Indian Meteorological Society has grown so far, and I am sure that it will cater to this. And when you come up with the organization of TROPMET in an academic environment, R&D environment, like NIT, which is one of the best NIT in the country, large campus, number of students exceeding 8,000, you can just imagine what is the impact of these organizations. Today itself, this message will go to at least 8,000 students in NIT campus. And the age of social media, it will just exponentially grow. If you can do it properly, you can utilize the social handle, then you can find out that the message from this organization can reach out to the last mile to safeguard ourselves from the ill impact of the climate change and high impact weather events. But towards this direction, there is a continuous process of upgrading and enhancement of the capacity in the organizational level, with the able leadership of Dr. M. Ravichandran, we have come up with various schemes, which has resulted in 40% improvement in forecast accuracy in last 10 years compared to previous 10 years. And also there is a promising programs, I think Mission Monsoon and Monsoon Mission and many others that already Dr. Visa has told. So these are all gearing up to further enhance our forecasting capability and the sectoral applications. So I am sure with all your positive minds, now especially all our distinguished fellows, the senior persons can ignite the young minds present here to take up all these challenges and fulfill the aspirations of the common man. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We will now take a moment to announce and present the IMS Award. I request Dr. S.R. Lasker, Convener, National Organizing Committee, to kindly take up the award session.
Thank you, ma'am. So, to recognize significant contribution of eminent personalities in their respective fields, IMS will announce and felicitate fellowships and various awards. So, 3 types of fellowships are there for this year, and also we will felicitate last year declared fellowship awards because we could not do this thing last year. So, for IMS honorary fellowship, Dr. Jyotiram Vivekanandan and Professor Balaji Rajagopalan. For IMS fellowship for 2024, Dr. Bijoy Talapragada, Dr. Tara Prabhakaran, Dr. C.B. Naidu, Dr. Pradhan Parthasarathi, Professor Rajiv Batla, Dr. Sunil Kumar Pesin, Professor Gufran Beg. Associate Fellows for 2024, Dr. Sushmita Joseph, Dr. Bhupendra Bahadur Singh, Professor Jagbandhu Panda, Professor T.B. Lakshmi Kumar. In addition, last year it was declared fellows. So Dr. B. Krishnamurthy, Professor Bimal Mishra, Professor A.P. Dimri, Professor Dev Niyogi, Dr. Kamaljit Ray, Dr. B.S. Prasad, Dr. Parvinder Maini, Dr. Sumeshwar Das. So I now request our Vice President, Dr. N. Subhas and Ms. Savanti Sarkar, please to read citations. And now I request our dignitaries to come on the front of the dais.
Dr. Jyotiram Vivekanandan is an accomplished senior scientist at the Earth Observing Laboratory NCAR in Boulder, Colorado, USA. He has been honored as a fellow of the American Meteorological Society for his distinguished contributions to the field. He also serves as an associated editor for Radio Science. Based on his contributions to the atmospheric sciences, IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Jyotiram Vivekanandan the honorary fellowship of the Indian Meteorological Society. Sir.
He is not available. I think if anyone would want to receive. Whether anyone? No. Next.
Dr. Rajagopalan Balaji, born in 1967, has a doctorate in civil and environmental engineering and is currently serving as a professor in the Department of Civil, Environmental and Architectural Engineering and a fellow of Cooperative Institute of Research in Environmental Sciences at University of Colorado, Boulder, USA. For his joint work on unraveling the mystery of Indian summer monsoon, he was a co-recipient of the prestigious Norbert Garver Mum Award from the WMO in the year 2009. In recognition of his fundamental contributions in understanding the variability and predictability of Indian monsoon rainfall and hydrology, and in helping to shape India's younger generation of researchers, particularly in the field of hydrology. The IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Rajagopalan Balaji the honorary fellowship of the Indian Meteorological Society. Sir.
If anyone, anybody?
I think Dr. Tara Prabhakaran will receive on behalf of. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the
Dr. Tara Prabhakaran.
Okay, thank you.
Next is fellow of IMS, Dr. Vijay Tallapragada. Actually, he is presently working, serving as the chief scientist at the Environmental Modeling Center of the NOVA, where he has driven innovations to keep the research at the forefront of operational weather predictions across the globe. And in recognition of his outstanding contributions in advancing the numerical modeling for operations and research, especially for accurate tropical cyclone forecasts across the globe, IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Vijay the fellowship of the IMS. If anybody is there?
No, next.
Next is Dr. Tara Prabhakaran. Dr. Tara Prabhakaran is currently serving as a Scientist D and the Project Director of the Cloud Aerosol Interaction and Precipitation Enhancement Experiment at the IITM under Ministry of Earth Sciences. And her contributions are in atmospheric boundary layer studies, cloud physics, and on major field campaigns on aerosol cloud precipitation interactions. And in recognition of her outstanding contributions in shaping India's science and technology landscape, particularly in the field of atmospheric sciences, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Tara Prabhakaran the fellowship of the Indian Meteorological Society. Next is Dr. C.V. Naidu. Professor Chenna Venkateswara Naidu has MSc Meteorology and Doctorate in Meteorology and Oceanography from Andhra University, and he is currently serving as the Professor and Chairman, PG Board of Studies in the Department of Meteorology and Oceanography, Head in charge of the Department of Geophysics, College of Science and Technology, and Associate Director, Andhra University. And he has gained 29 PhD scholars, and in recognition of his outstanding contributions in education and research, particularly in the field of meteorology and oceanography, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Professor C.B. Naidu the fellowship of the IMS. Professor Pradhan Parsarathi. Professor Pradhan Parsarathi has a doctorate in geophysics from BHU, Varanasi, and he joined the Central University of South Bihar, Gaya, as a founder member. Currently, Professor Sarthi is serving as Dean, School of Earth Science, and in recognition of his outstanding contributions in shaping India's science and technology landscape, particularly in the field of climate science, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Professor Pradhan Parsarathi the fellowship of the IMS.
Actually, yesterday's flight was cancelled, so anybody wants to receive from on his behalf?
No. From BHU? Okay. Then Professor Rajiv Batla. And Professor Rajiv Batla, he obtained his PhD in geophysics from BHU, and he is the recipient of many national and international awards, such as Most Productive Research Award from the Institute of Science, BHU Varanasi, and also from the Chinese Academy of Sciences, Regular Associate Award from ICTP Italy. And in recognition of his outstanding contributions in atmospheric science, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Professor Rajiv Butler the Fellowship of the IMS. Dr. Sunil Kumar Peshin. Dr. Sunil Kumar Peshin has more than 32 years of experience in management, monitoring and research of meteorological instruments and observations. He retired from the IMD as Additional Director General, Scientist G Satellite and Communication in 2018. He has established ozone network in India and Antarctica, modernized the environment monitoring network in India, air quality network in Delhi under SAFAR, and in recognition of his outstanding contribution in the field of ozone and air quality monitoring and research, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Sunil Kumar Peshin the Fellowship of IMS. Now, Professor Dr. Gulfran Beg, and he is having a doctorate in physics from PRL, Ahmedabad, and is currently serving as the Sir Ashutosh Mukherjee Chair Professor, National Institute of Advanced Studies, Bangalore. He established an air quality and climate change group there, and he has pioneered air quality forecasting in the country. He has developed India's first metro air quality forecasting framework, popularly known as SAFAR. In recognition of his outstanding contributions in shaping India's science and technology landscape, particularly in the field of atmospheric science, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Gulfran Beg the Fellowship of IMS. And also Dr. V. Krishnamurthy, all these awards from the last year, 2023. And Dr. V. Krishnamurthy, he is from MIT, and his recognition in his outstanding contribution in atmospheric science, the IMS privileged to confer upon Dr. V. Krishnamurthy the Fellowship of the IMS. Then Dr. Vimal Misra. Dr. Vimal Misra obtained his PhD from Purdue University, USA, and currently he is working as Vikram Sarabhi Chair, Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering and Earth Science, IIT Gandhinagar. In recognition of his outstanding contributions in atmospheric science, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Vimal Misra the Fellowship of IMS. Then Dr. A.P. Dimidi, he is also not here. He is currently serving as Director, Indian Institute of Geomagnetism, Mumbai, and he has also been serving as the Professor at the JNU, New Delhi, since 2008. And in recognition of his outstanding contributions in atmospheric science, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Professor A.P. Dimidi the Fellowship of IMS. And next is Dr. Kamaljit Rai. Dr. Kamaljit Rai is currently serving as advisor with the Ministry of Earth Sciences, heading the atmospheric processes and modeling program. She is responsible for the successful implementation of the atmospheric science programs of the ministry from planning to delivery stage. And as executive editor of Vayumandal, the flagship publication of IMS during the period 2015 to 2022, she contributed to enhance the quality of Vayumandal by improving reviewing and regularity of publication. Based on this is her contributions, and IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Kamaljit Rai the Fellowship of the Indian Meteorological Society. And now I am called upon Dr. V.S. Prasad. V.S. Prasad. He got PhD from Meteorology and Oceanography from Andhra University and carried his postdoctoral studies at Kyoto University, Japan. Presently, he is heading the NCMRW, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India. And his main research areas are data processing, satellite data retrieval, and data assimilation. He has extensive experience in the field of weather forecasting and has made significant contributions to his research and development of advanced models and techniques for predicting weather patterns. In recognition of his outstanding contributions in atmospheric science, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. V.S. Prasad the Fellowship of the IMS. And I think Dr. Parvinder Maini is also not here. And Dr. Someshwar Das. Yes. I think now Dr. Kaustav Chakrabarti will carry on.
Now we will come to the presentation for the Associate Fellow. The first Associate Fellow goes to Dr. Shushmita Joseph. Dr. Shushmita Joseph, born in 1980 and obtained her PhD in Atmospheric and Space Science from the Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune in the year 2011. Currently, she is working as Scientist F at Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune, and also holding the various prestigious positions such as the Deputy Project Director, Extended Expedition Group of IIT MES. In recognition for her outstanding contribution in the atmospheric sciences, the IM is privileged to confer her, Dr. Shushmita Joseph, the Associate Fellowship for the Indian Meteorological Society. Okay.
Sorry, while reading citations, sir, our Vice President missed one name for fellowship. So, Professor Dev Nyogi will read it.
Okay. So, we are really privileged to honor Professor Dev Nyogi, born in 1972, who has done his PhD from the North Carolina State University, USA, for this prestigious award for the Fellowship of Indian Meteorological Society. In recognition to his outstanding contribution to atmospheric science, the IM is privileged to confer upon Professor Dev Nyogi the Fellowship of the Indian Meteorological Society. He is presently holding the position of the Professor and William Stamp Fish Chair, an appointment in the Department of Geological Sciences, Jackson School of Geoscience, the Department of Civil and Agricultural Societies, Engineering in the USA. Thank you, sir. The next Associate Fellow goes to Dr. Bhupendra Bahadur Singh. Dr. Bhupendra Bahadur Singh, born in 1980, holds a doctorate in the geophysics and meteorology and currently serves as scientist in IITM. Dr. Singh has made significant contribution to the field of meteorology, particularly in areas of climate extremes, atmospheric dynamics, through his extensive research on atmospheric land moisture variability. So the IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Bhupendra Bahadur Singh the Associate Fellowship of the Indian Meteorological Society. Thank you, Dr. Singh. Dr. Jagabandhu Panda, the next Associate Fellow, has a doctorate in atmospheric sciences and is currently serving as a professor at the Department of Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, National Institute of Technology, NIT Rourkela, where his contributions spanned both domestic research and development initiative and international collaboration, addressing various science and technology challenges. The IMS is privileged to confer Dr. Jagabandhu Panda the Associate Fellowship of the Indian Meteorological Society. The next, Dr. Lakshmi Kumar TV, might be he is not able to come due to his flight delays, and I will just read a small 1 minute for his biography. That he's a doctorate in meteorology and is currently serving as an associate professor in the School of Environmental Sciences, Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi. And in recognition for his impressive contribution in shaping India's science and technology landscape, particularly in the field of atmospheric sciences, I am privileged to confer Dr. Lakshmi Kumar TV the Associate Fellowship of the Indian Meteorological Society. Anyone can take his thing? Now we will come to the papers. The Indian Meteorological Society has a tradition of promoting excellence in the field of meteorology and allied disciplines to the institutions of various awards. Accordingly, the different annual and biennial awards are regularly conferred upon the members of the society in recognition of their research accomplishment. The IMS Award on Climate Science and Climate Change, initially known as the Professor D.V. Vaskar Rao Award, is given biennially to the research paper published by the IMS member. Keeping with a tradition of IMS, the research paper entitled Climate Science to Inform Adaptable Policy, Heat Waves over India in the 1.5 degrees centigrade to 2.5 degrees centigrade warmer worlds by Arullalan T. Krishna Achyuta Rao and Ambuj D. Sagar, published in Climate Change, has been adjuncted as the best paper on climate science and climate change among the other publications considered for 2022-2023. In recognition of the above research accomplishment, the IMS Biennial Award on Climate Science and Climate Change for the year 2022-23 is jointly conferred upon to Arullalan T. Krishna Achyuta Rao and Ambuj D. Sagar. The IMS Award on the Monsoon Research, formerly known as the B.N. Desai Award, is given biennially to the best research paper published by an IMS member. Keeping with the tradition of IMS, the research paper entitled Impact of Monsoon on Below Cloud Base Aerosol Hygrophobicity over a Rain Shadow Region of India by Mercy Varghese, N. Nilap, M. Konwar, S. Bera, J. Josh, S. P. Bankar, P. Muruguvel and T. V. Prabhakaran, published in Atmospheric Research on 2023, is adjunct as the best paper on monsoon research among the other publications considered for 2022-2023. In recognition of the above research accomplishment, the IMS Biennial Award on the Monsoon Research for the year 2023 is jointly conferred upon Mercy Varghese, N. Malap, M. Konwar, S. Bera, J. Josh, S. P. Bankar, P. Muruguvel and T. V. Prabhakaran. The IMS Award on Weather and the Climate Sciences, formally it is given on the biennial to the best research paper published by an IMS member. Keeping up with the tradition of the IMS, the best research paper entitled Improving Simulation of the Fog Life Cycle with High-Resolution Land Data Assimilation, a case study from YFX by Avinash N. Parde, S. D. Gure, A. Sharma, N. G. Dhankar, G. Govardhan, S. Wag, R. K. Janamani, P. Pitani, F. Chen, M. Rajivan, and Dev Nyogi, published in Atmospheric Research of the year 22-23, has been adjunct as the best paper on weather and climate services. For this, we hereby confer this jointly award to all these authors present above. The most important part is the IMS Young Scientist Award on Tropical Meteorology is given annually to the best research paper published by a young scientist of IMS. Keeping with the tradition of IMS, the research paper entitled Pacific Decadal Oscillation Causes Fewer Near-Equatorial Cyclones in the North Indian Ocean by Shinto Roos, R.S. Ajay Mohan, Pallav Rai, S. P. Zai, C. T. Sabir Ali, M. Mohapatra, S. Tarafdar, K. Mohan Kumar, and M. Rajivan, published in Nature Communication, volume number 145099, is adjuncted as a best paper on tropical meteorology among the other publications considered for 2023. So I understand that the Associate Fellow of T.B. Lakshmi Kumar will be taken by some other person. Yes? Name? T.B. Lakshmi Kumar. Okay. The T.G. Lakshmi Kumar, as I told, in recognition for highly impressive contribution shaping India's science and technology landscape, particularly in the field of atmospheric science, the IMS is privileged to confer upon Dr. Lakshmi Kumar TV the Associate Fellowship of the India Meteorological Society.
So, thank you, sir. And congratulations to all the fellows and awardees. And thanks to our Vice President, Dr. N. Subhas, Ms. Samanti Sarkar, and our Council Member, Dr. Kaustubh Chakraborty. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, and congratulations to all the awardees. Now I invite Professor Jagabantu Panda to kindly launch the Book of Abstracts, Souvenirs and IMS Journal, Vayumandal.
Good morning, all. I'm here to intimate you regarding the IMS journal Vayumandal. So basically, IMS journal Vayumandal is launched to popularize meteorology and atmospheric sciences. The Indian Meteorological Society brings out this research journal every year, 2 issues. The journal features original research papers and reviews in different fields of meteorology and allied sciences. IMS brings out the journal from 1971 to encourage research work and provide information on latest developments in the atmospheric sciences. At present, the Standing Committee of Vayumandal is Dr. Bhaskar Rao, Chairman and Chief Editor, Dr. Raghavendra Asrit, Executive Editor, Dr. S.I. Laskar, Managing Editor. The current issue of the journal is volume 49, number 2, July to December 2023. This issue of Vayumandal features 5 review articles on dealing with various topics, reports on recent extreme weather events, activities of IMS and its local chapters, a list of newly registered members of the period July to December. Usually, there is a Vayumandal award given and IMS gives it biennially, and it comprises of a citation and cash prize of 15,000 for the papers published in the IMS. Everyone is invited to publish in Vayumandal so that we can have our own journal from India, and that will help us, the academic and research community. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. M. Ravichandran is the Secretary at Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India. He has spearheaded several significant missions of the Government
There
of
is a
India.
launch of abstract volume and souvenir. Abstract volume and souvenir.
I'm sorry. So now we will launch the Book of Abstracts and Souvenir. Thank you. Now I would like to invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India, to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you. Distinguished guest of honors of today's TROPMET 2024, Dr. M. Mahapatra, Director General of Meteorology, and Professor K. Uma Mageshwar Rao, Director, NIT Rourkela, the President of IMS, Dr. Anand Sarma, and Local Organizing Committee Chairman, Professor Iknuddin, and National Organizing Committee Convener, Dr. Laskar, and the Local Organizing Committee Convener, Naresh Krishnavisha, and IMS Fellows, patrons, and senior IMS faculty or meteorologists, scientists, students, my colleagues and friends, and very good morning to all of you. First and foremost, I thank NIT Rourkela for hosting this TROPMET 2024 at this very wonderful campus. Thank you very much for hosting the same. And also I thank IMS for organizing this important TROPMET at this important location. I also congratulate the IMS fellows, those who are already got it, and now today, whomever got it, the IMS fellows and associate fellows and best paper presentation. Congratulations to all of you. And also congratulations to this own department of Earth and Atmospheric Science of NIT for completing 10 years of service to bring young minds to this field. Thank you very much and congratulations to all of you. I think this is very important meeting, of course, conference. I think the topic selected is more apt at this time of the period. As you all know that 75% of the disasters are related to the water, weather, and climate related. That is a very huge things we need to worry about it. And also you know that 50% of the death happening is mainly due to natural hazards, and also 70% of the economic loss is from the disaster associated with the natural hazards. As this progress like this, the climate change scenario, roughly about 18% of the GDP, global GDP, is going to be expected to be in loss by 2050, as this rate goes. And also, we all know that the buffering capacity of the Mother Earth is almost saturated. There is no more space to store carbon or heat. It is all the spheres has been, almost it has been saturated. And there are about 16 tipping points already in the verge of going to other side. And out of 16 tipping points, 9 of the tipping points are in the polar regions, where almost it is saturated. In India too, more than 90% of the days are experienced different forms of extreme weather in India. So day by day, the frequency, intensity, and the durations are going on increasing in terms of extreme weather events. Especially this part in India, central India, is more dominant in terms of extreme, various form of extreme of events are happening. Hence, it is very imperative that we should develop a multi-hazard warning system. Of course, it is a multi-hazard warning system means it should be multidisciplinary and multi-regional, multi-state, and also the warning system should be in totality, like a Earth system-based approach. As you all know that UN Secretary General launched the mission of early warning for all. I think that initiative we need to contribute so that no person on the Earth should be without any forecast or warning. And we need to protect everyone in this planet. I think we collectively work towards that meeting these early warning systems. When you talk about early warning systems, I think it is not only one particular weather events, that means extreme is happening, and it is a combination of all 5 spheres. I always tell that it is a earth system approach we need to work on it. You take about in the atmosphere, yes, there is a extreme rainfall, flooding, drought, maybe the lightning frequencies are increasing, and much more. There are many other things are giving a warning. In ocean too, sea level is rising. In the last 1 decade, at least more than 4 mm per year, it is increasing day by day. And also the marine heat wave, earlier it is not heard of, now it is going on, increasing the number of marine heat wave in ocean. And also there are many other storm, cyclone and other things, intensity as well as the frequency and everything is going on increasing. And apart from atmosphere and ocean, we also face the cryospheric component, polar regions. The polar regions is warming much more faster than other region, 4 times faster than the global mean, especially when you talk about the air temperature. As you go from equator away from the polar regions, the temperature, air temperature is going on increasing, the rate is increasing much faster. But on the reverse side, if you come back in the ocean, if you come from polar region to tropical, the tropical regions are warming faster than the polar regions. So that's a important things which is going on, extreme is happening everywhere. So the polar region also is crying, and also because of the atmospheric extreme rain and other thing, the landslide and other things. So there are about geo component also is making a problem. That means atmosphere, ocean, cryosphere and geosphere all encounter various form of extreme events. It's happening now. So I think it is important that we need to make a robust system of early warning system with all discipline, multi-hazard and multi-discipline and multi-regional or multi-faceted warning system we have to be in place. When you are talking about multi-things, you see that whatever is happening is the globe is one, and our earth, atmosphere, everything is one entity. Whatever is happening in the polar regions, it's affecting the equator and the equatorial regions. Whatever is happening in the equatorial region, it is affecting the polar regions. And also, not only in the polar regions, but also in other part of the thing. Whatever happening in the Pacific, it is also influencing us. I think recently it has been documented that the extreme rainfall, whatever is happening in northern India or Pakistan, it is all the way, the heat released in the atmosphere, it's all the way transported to the polar region, especially in the Arctic. Thereby the sea ice is melting is much faster there. Whenever there is a sea ice is much faster, that means there is no sea ice, then it is likely to be more and more heavy precipitation event is going to happen here. That means it is a feedback loop. So I think it is going on very faster rate in the polar regions as well as in the equator. So I think we need to understand the processes and we need to do what is the mechanism we need to build on it. Considering the importance of all these facets, I think the ministry or the government of India has launched the important mission, that is the Mission Mausam. The Mission Mausam is many of you may not be aware, the main components of the Mission Mausam is, there are 4 pillars, mainly observations is number 1 pillar, and second one is understanding. We need to understand more, much more. When we try to understand something, the natural process is happening in something, so we need to go further again. So we need to understand more and more. Then what we understand that we need to model them and we need to forecast finally better and disseminate the whatever the services to the common man. So all these put together, the Mission Mausam has started. I think this year immediately it started. The initial objective is up to 2030 to build the infrastructure required for improving weather forecast in all time scales and all the spatial and temporal scale. And also we need to go for in 2047, we should have a vision where we need to reach. That vision is basically we want to go for very high ambitious things are weather management. If you want to have weather management means we need to understand more and more. That is a basic point. That means we need to understand better than what we know, and maybe even few order higher than what we know. I think for that we are planning to have various number of observations. I think if you talk about observations, it is what we are measuring. It is not only for in situ observation. We need to go for remote sensing, satellite, radar, and other thing. This coming 1 year, next 1 year, we will be placing the radar everywhere in India, so that no place in India without a radar coverage, so that we will monitor all the weather systems continuously, so that our nowcast will be the best in the world. So that is what we are aiming for the weather. Also, we understand that the forecasting is much more improved because of the vertical variability of temperature, humidity, and wind. So we are planning to go for vertical wind profiler and radiometer, so that we can go for much more observation in the atmosphere, so that we assimilate the same and go for next better prediction. Apart from the observation for assimilation to bring the initial condition better, also we want to go for observation to understand the processes. That means microphysics and more and more cloud microphysics, and what is the cloud processes are happening. We want to go for even minute scale, what are the things are happening, so that we can incorporate same thing in the parameters and scheme, so that we can improve our model physics, so that we can go for much better forecasting system. So various kinds of observations we have planned in the coming years, and also we need to go for better understanding. If you want to have understanding, we know much better many things, and we have 150 years of IMD, so we have observed, we have understood something, we have put the model in model, and we are trying to forecast. But I personally feel still we may have to go a long way. I think what we have known is still a lot more things to know. Even if you know that what are the cloud condensation processes, what is its dynamics, we don't know. And what are the teleconnection mechanisms exist presently, not only zonal teleconnection between Pacific and Indian Ocean, but also in the meridional connection between Antarctic and Arctic. We don't know much about what is the link. And also there are many linear processes and there are many non-linear processes. And also we don't know what is the impact of soil moisture in our day-to-day forecasting systems, and various interaction between the other spheres like atmosphere, ocean, and cryosphere, and other things. What are the impacts of atmosphere? All these things we need to understand, apart from trying to understand the subgrid parameterization processes and other things. So a lot more things we need to know. And for that, I think it is only IMD or very small group of people, it is not possible. So I think it is imperative that we need to, not only scientists of various national lab and academia from like NIT and IITs and many other universities, state and central universities, and also some of the industrial partners come together so that we will collectively work together so that we can know much more than what we know. And also once we understand the various processes, and I think our model, also we cannot only depend on numerical model, because we know how many assumptions we are making in numerical model, so that we have to complement with the various other models, maybe AIML or various other shoot of things, techniques, new techniques and other things we need to incorporate. And ultimately, human intelligence is the prime. So we need to use human intelligence and various numerical model with the different ensemble, and also AIML, all put together, the best we have to bring it for the betterment of the solution to the service. And also we need to have various IoT type of observations or crowdsourced observation put into the model so that we can improve whatever possible way. And also in the coming years, I think you all know that our compute resources, we are mainly earlier depend on CPU based. Now because of AIML, we have gone for GPU based. Now it is a time we need to think about how to incorporate or how to port our models in the quantum computer, because next decade will be the quantum computing will be coming to be a major player. So we need to be, now itself we have to start thinking about how to port and how to use the quantum computing type of things. That is also more important. And finally, we should develop a best mechanism for disseminating various services for depending upon the various users. I think our social media or various forms of things we need to disseminate. For that, I think we need to work towards. I think for this, I request all of you to contribute to the MOSAM mission for the next 5 years. Whatever format, whatever you have expertise in that area, you please contribute so that we can collectively improve from the present state to in the future state in better management and other things. Having said that, I want to say one or two things in IMS society. For example, one thing IMD as a part of 150th year, they have developed various apps. For example, MOSAM app is there. How many of you are using the MOSAM app? When we are not using the MOSAM app, who will use it? I think it is imperative our societies of IMS society has to use the MOSAM app effectively. And also in one of the, in the app, there is a crowdsource data. So why don't we have so many people, 4,000 IMS members, and there are about more than 5,000 IMD and various academia. If we ourselves use, it is more than 10,000, or our families use even much more. That data itself, if it comes, it will be meaningful information for assimilation so that we can improve the forecast. So I request IMS fellows, not only fellows, all the IMS members, please try to install the MOSAM app and also contribute to the improvement of weather in terms of bringing the data and other things. The second thing is, of course, the social media. There are various social media. Some social media is provoking many good information, but some are doing on their own forecast. I think it is IMS endeavor to make the awareness about the important message what IMD is giving and what are the official forecasts. So we need to delineate. Whomever is giving the social media to public in misleading the information, I think we need to arrest it. For that, we need to contribute in terms of our own social media and other networking. And the third one is, of course, I want to stress upon the MOSAM journal. Congratulations, it has come up to the quality has improved. I think it is collectively, we are all responsible to improve much more than what is present. I think whatever we have come last 1 or 2 years, I have seen that the MOSAM journal impact factor as well as the quality of the journal is significantly improved, but we need to take it further in different height. So I request IMS to work towards this, and maybe some of the senior members to contribute as an editorial member or contribute some review papers so that we can bring the journal's quality in the higher scale. And also I request IMS to provide some of the, now you are not in the, many of the people are not in the government or any academic institutions, but it is also a responsibility to give a constructive criticism to IMD's forecast so that we can improve. Constructive criticism is not only wrong, because we know why I am telling you, because you know how complex. And it is also our imperative that we need to communicate to the public how complex weather it is, so that they understand, even if you do sometimes wrong, they understand this is such a complex system, it is not possible 100% accurate forecast to be given by all the time. So it is that means it is important that we need to communicate to the various user group how much is possible, how much is not possible, or what are the complexity of various processes involved in the meteorology. So IMS, maybe membership, has to communicate to the local or the various stakeholders about the importance of weather forecasting. And finally, I want to say that I think we need to have, of course, what the weather will be is one thing we are forecasting now. We need to impress upon the impact of forecasting what weather will do. So for that, I think each sector will be having a different requirement. I think we need to understand the requirement. We know the requirement, but we need to cater the forecast to different people. So various awareness campaign, stakeholders meetings, and all other things you can initiate. I think definitely ministry will be happy to fund such type of awareness and stakeholders meetings so that you can feed back to the IMD for improving the weather service and all other things. So with this, I once again thank you, IMS, for inviting me and sharing some of my thoughts in the coming years, not only for the importance of early warning system, but also the importance of contribution to the mission MOUSM, and finally the role of IMS to contribute to the total meteorological systems. With this, thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the encouraging words. We are indeed honored to have with us our dignitaries for this national symposium. Without their support and vision, this conference would not have materialized. We would now take the time to felicitate our dignitaries. I request our HOD sir to kindly felicitate our chief guest, Dr. M. Ravichandran. I request our HOD sir to felicitate our guest of honor, Dr. M. Mohapatra. I request our HOD sir to felicitate Sri Anand Sharma. I request our HOD sir once again to felicitate Dr. S.I. Laskar. I request our HOD sir to felicitate Professor Ikunitin, Chairman, Local Organizing Committee. I now invite Professor Ikunitin sir to kindly felicitate Professor Naresh sir, Convener, Local Organizing Committee. Thank you all. You may be seated. I request the Chairman, Local Organizing Committee, Professor Ikunitin, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. Very good morning. I, on behalf of the Local Organizing Committee, convey deep regards and sincere gratitude to to our Chief Guest, Dr. M. Ravichandran, Secretary, Ministry of Arts Sciences, Government of India, Guest of Honor, Dr. M. Mohapatra, Director General, Meteorology, IMD, Government of India, for sparing time from their hectic schedule to be with us today. We are grateful to our Honorable Director, Professor K. Umameshwar Rao, for support in every aspect for conducting this symposium. We are truly thankful, sir, for your kind presence today. We are thankful to IMS President Sri Anand Sharma and IMS Secretary and National Council of IMS Dr. S.I. Laskar for selecting NIT Rourkela for hosting this TROPMET 2024. We are thankful to our Registrar Professor Ron Diman, who has been exceptionally helpful in providing necessary administrative support from the beginning. Special thanks to our sponsors, MOES, IMD, IITM Pune, NCMRWF, NCES, NCPOR, INCOIS, Tata Steel, Jindal Steel and Power Limited, Netweb Technologies, Campbell Scientific, DTPL Enviro, Geoclimate,
Solutions, and Symposium for their generous support for organizing this event. We would like to thank distinguished plenary and invited speakers who have accepted our invitation and given generously their time. Their insight will be highly beneficial for our participants. We are thankful to all the participants for their interest and enthusiasm in attending the TROPMET 2024. We believe this symposium will enhance their understanding in tackling the challenges ahead that whatever we have discussed, our speakers and chief guest of honor have discussed. We also thank all the media partners for their cooperation and coverage of this event. A heartfelt thank you to my faculty colleagues, staff, and student volunteers who tirelessly work day and night and their unwavering commitment were instrumental in making this symposium a grand success. Thank you very much. I thank you all for being here.
Thank you, sir. We have come to the end of our inaugural session. Now we shall all rise from our seat to sing the national anthem. You may be seated. Now we will have a photo session with the IMS awardees. So I request all the IMS awardees to kindly come on stage and take a photo with the dignitaries. After which, I invite all the participants to proceed to the lawn for the group photo, and we shall disperse for the high tea.